Hello and welcome to The Freak Show. The Freak Show is a new series that's going to be on my channel, as my videos are very known for fun and challenging videos. But this series is not fun or any challenging things. It's about horror stuff, pretty much, creepy stuff. So if you're a horror fan, welcome to our show, The Freak Show, our series. So today is the first video on the Freak Show series. What are we going to be talking about in this video? So I'm going to be reading for you some short horror stories and I hope you like them. Shall we get started? The first story. A girl got on a train one night. The girl sat down the opposite way of a woman. As in, the woman was here and the girl was sitting here, so they were looking at each other pretty much like that. The woman who was sitting here was sitting between two men. There was a man here and a man here, and she is there in the middle. The woman seemed to be staring at the girl a lot. She was staring at her non-stop. But the girl didn't quite see that because she had her hood up. So she had her hood up, she wasn't focusing on anything pretty much. So it was like that until the next stop. At the next stop, a man got up and sat down next to the girl. 5 minutes later, the guy whispered to the girl,
"Get off the next stop with me. It's important that you trust me."
At the next stop, the girl got off the train with the man. After they got off the train, the man then turned into the girl and said,
"Thank God I'm a doctor. That woman was dead." The two men beside her were holding her up.
The second story. The story begins with two couples, Heather and Nathan. Heather and Nathan are two couples who recently just got married. And when you get married, obviously you need to have a honeymoon. So Heather and Nathan spent their honeymoon on North California. So then they arrive to North California to spend their honeymoon, obviously. So then they get into their car so they can go to the hotel. The hotel is a bit far from them, so it's gonna take a little while for them to get into the hotel, like a couple hours. While they were driving, a lot of fog was appearing. You know, just fog, a lot of fog was just appearing out of nowhere. So then they slowed down the car so they of course don't get into an accident because of the fog. Of course they couldn't see the road, so that's what they slowed down a little bit the car so they don't get into an accident. So while they were driving slowly, driving, then they see a girl wearing all white, standing there alone in the fog and waving for them to get help maybe. Heather said to Nathan to stop the car and give the girl a ride or help her or whatever she needed because she was waving at them, so she did need something. Nathan then answered her that they were already late 2 hours. They don't want to be more late than they are. But then Heather was pleasing him, telling him let's help the girl. She's just a teenage girl who's standing alone. Who knows what could happen to her right now? We need to help her and not let her there alone in the fog, in the dark. So then Heather finally convinced Nathan to stop for the girl. Then Nathan stopped the car and opened the window to ask the girl if she needed help or something. Then the girl to answer him, telling him,
"Thank you very much for stopping for me. I've been here for hours and my family could be very worried for me right now. I need to get home ASAP. But I don't have a car or someone to drive me, so could you please give me a ride?"
So Nathan accepted and asked her where is your home so I can drive you there? So she said,
My house is about 10 miles from here.
then she described the house, that it was exactly her house is white, big, with a farm and in front of a gas station. So then he told her, okay, hop in the car and we'll get you home. Don't worry. So as they were driving, the two couples were trying to communicate or have a little small talk with the girl, because it's quite awkward to just get a girl there in the car and just not saying anything. I mean, they were trying to ask her questions like, what were you doing out so late here? Or just, what's your name? Or something like that. But the girl doesn't seem to answer, so the couple said maybe she's too tired or too shy to answer us, so let's just not make her more uncomfortable. After 15 minutes, the couple saw a gas station, so they asked the girl if this is the gas station she was talking about, but there was no answer. Then again, Nathan asked her the same question, but again, there was no answer. Heather turned around the back seats to see if the girl is alright, or she was asleep or something, that's why there was no answer. But then Nathan turned into his wife, Heather, to see her face so shocked, so scared. Then he asked her, what's wrong? Then for Heather to answer, Nathan, the girl is gone.
Gone? Gone? How is she gone?
That's what Nathan said. The couples were heck of scared, because how did the girl just disappear? Just in a couple minutes. How did she disappear? Then the couples calmed down a little bit. As they were driving, they saw a big white house, exactly like the one the girl described. And they decided to go knock on the door and ask her family, as she was saying her family was there, that's her house. As they were heading to the house, they saw two old women and a man. Then as they approached them, the old woman and man asked the other couples if there's something they needed help with. Nathan told them that we were driving, then we saw a girl on the road, but then the man interrupted him, saying,
Then she asked you to drive her home because her family is waiting for her. They must be worried. And she described you a house, which is this house, right?
Nathan and Heather were shocked. Nathan said,
Yes, that's what happened.
Then the old man said,
And as you were driving here, the girl disappeared, right?
Nathan and Heather are getting more scared and scared. How is this man knows what happened to us? Are we dreaming? What is this? What's going on? But then Nathan said,
Yes, this is exactly what happened. How did you know that?
The old couple said that, calm down. You guys are not dreaming. You guys are not crazy. Because this is not the first time this happens. You guys are not the first ones that this happened to them. What do you mean we're not the first ones? The old man then answered that there were many people who came to their house telling them that a girl described this home and she needed a ride, described this home to the driver here, then she disappeared and blah 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 blah. And the old couples tell to the other couples that girl that actually disappeared in your car is actually our daughter. The other couples were just so scared. Your daughter? What do you mean your daughter? Then the old couple said that that's our daughter. Yes, Diana. And our daughter, Diana,
Was dead 7 years ago.
the other couples freaked out. Your daughter That's your daughter. What? That's your daughter. And she died 7 years ago. Then how are we seeing her? How did she get into the car? How? Then the old couple said that, well, we don't have an explanation for that as well. If that's the ghost of our daughter, and if it was, why is she keep doing this? But only thing that you should know is that our daughter was dead because of a car that ran over her. And till this day, we still haven't found the person who ran over her. So we have no explanations why our daughter, or the ghost of our daughter, or whatever that is, keeps doing this again and again. The couples were heck of scared and didn't know what to say really, because knowing that a ghost literally was in your car, you were talking to a ghost. How the hell did this happen? The old couple invited the other couples to have some tea with them, a little talk and everything. Just invited them over the house to rest a little bit from all of this just horror drama thing. But the other couple obviously did not accept, but politely said that we are already late for our hotel, so we don't want to be late more. Just as an excuse, because they don't know, they don't trust old people. I mean, their ghost daughter was there, and just who freaking knows what they're gonna do to them, but they're right. They have to go as far as they can from that place ASAP. That's our second story that has no pretty much an explanation what that was. Maybe a ghost. And why is that ghost keep doing that? But if you have any ideas, comment down below. The third story. A couple. Yes, another story with couples. So a couple have decided to go one night out together without their children, spend time with each other and everything. So they didn't want to, of course, leave their children alone in the house, so they brought a babysitter to babysit them until their parents come back home. That's the babysitter's job, of course. So after they brought the babysitter, everything was great. The parents left. So after an hour or so, the parents have reminded that they didn't give their number to the babysitter in case something happened, or the babysitter needs to ask something, or of course you gotta give your number to the babysitter, but they forgot about that. So they called her because they know her number, obviously, so they called her to give her number. So after they gave the number to the babysitter, after she wrote it down, the babysitter have requested something from the parents, is that if she can watch TV in their bedroom. So there are two TVs, pretty much. Just let's stop here a little bit. So pretty much the TV, there are two TVs, one in the living room, one in the parents' room. The one in the living room is obviously because just kids are watching TV. Obviously there are just kids shows, nothing bad, nothing anyway. So obviously she doesn't want to watch that. She wants to watch something more mature, and that's why she asked them to watch TV in their bedroom. Well, of course the parents accepted that. Then the babysitter requested something else. One more thing. Is it okay if I can put a blanket or sheet or something over the clown statue? Because it's quite creeping me out.
Take the children and go to the neighbors quickly. We don't call the police.
Why?
We don't have a clown statue.
What? The police caught the clown running in the neighborhood. This is the end of our babysitter story, which is our third story. Let's get to the fourth story. The fourth story. The fourth story says, when I was a child, my family moved into a big 2-floored house with a lot of empty rooms. Both my parents work, so I often come home and be alone, no one's home. But one early evening, I came home from school as usual. The house was very, very dark. I don't know why. Then I called my mom.
Mom?
To hear a voice saying yes, but like a sinning way. Yes. That voice was coming from upstairs. So as I was climbing, I called out, Mom, again.
Mom?
To hear the same yes, like a sinning way. Yes. At that time, I still didn't get used to the house, so I didn't quite know very much where this room is and this room is, so... But her voice, as I heard, it was pretty much down to the farthest room down the hall. But I rushed to the room because I know when I'm going to be seeing my mom, my fears are going to calm down. As my hand touched the handle of the door to open the door and get to the room, suddenly, to hear the door of downstairs open and my mother's voice calling, Sweetie, I'm home. So then I jumped and freaked out and quickly got downstairs. And then slowly the door of the room opened to see something strange. I don't know what it was.
But it was staring at me.
This is the end of our fourth story and the last. So these were the 4 horror short stories. Horror, you know. Anyway, don't forget to like this
Video
and subscribe to the channel to see more of the Freak Show series.